To the modern world, you are a ghost. If you don't have an Instagram, you don't have a brand. If you aren't on TikTok, you aren't part of the conversation. If you aren't on LinkedIn, do you even have a career? In 2026, opting out of social media is considered suspicious. People ask, what are you hiding? How do you stay in touch? They look at you like you are a time traveler from 1995 who got lost. But sociologists and psychologists are starting to notice something interesting about the ghosts. Choosing to abstain from the digital hive mind isn't just a lifestyle choice. It is a sign of a distinct and increasingly rare psychological profile. While everyone else is drowning in a sea of dopamine and comparison, you are swimming upstream. Today we are analyzing the 6 rare personality traits of people who quit or never joined social media. We're going to look at why your brain resists the algorithm and why being a ghost might be the ultimate power move. Trait number 1 is the foundation of everything. You possess a strong internal locus of control. In psychology, locus of control refers to where you believe the power in your life comes from. People with an external locus of control rely on outside validation. They need likes, views, and comments to verify that they are attractive, smart, or funny. Their self-worth is outsourced to the crowd. If you aren't on social media, you have likely retained an internal locus. You decide if you had a good day. You don't need 50 people to heart it to make it real. You decide if your outfit is cute. You don't need a poll. You have resisted the gamification of the self. You don't view your life as a performance to be rated, but as an experience to be lived. This makes you incredibly difficult to manipulate because you cannot be bought with cheap digital applause. Trait number 2. You have a high need for cognition and a preserved attention span. Social media is designed to fracture your attention. It creates a dopamine loop, short bursts of stimulation that retrain the brain to crave distraction. By opting out, you have protected your brain's ability to engage in what Cal Newport calls deep work. You are comfortable with slow information. You can read a book for an hour without reaching for your pocket. You can watch a movie without second screening. This is becoming a superpower. In an economy of distraction, the person who can focus on one thing for 4 hours is dangerous. You aren't just offline. You are cognitively superior in your ability to synthesize complex information because your neural pathways haven't been eroded by 15-second clips. Trait number 3 is emotional stability, specifically defined by JOMO, the joy of missing out. The engine of social media is FOMO, fear of missing out. It relies on social comparison theory. You see your friends in Greece or your colleague's new car, and your brain instantly compares your behind the scenes with their highlight reel. This creates anxiety and inadequacy. If you are off the grid, you are immune to this specific anxiety. You are content not knowing what everyone else is doing. This suggests you are high in a trait called self-sufficiency. You don't need to constantly monitor the herd to feel safe. You are comfortable in your own lane. You understand that just because you didn't see the party on a story doesn't mean your Friday night wasn't valuable. You have accepted that you can't be everywhere at once, and you find peace in that limitation. Trait number 4. You respect Dunbar's number. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar theorized that humans can only maintain about 150 stable relationships. Social media tries to trick us into thinking we can have 5,000 friends, but we know that these are weak ties. People who leave social media prioritize strong ties over weak ties. You value intimacy over reach. You would rather have a 3-hour dinner with one friend than receive happy birthday posts from 300 people you haven't spoken to since high school. This trait can sometimes make you seem distant or hard to reach People might say you are bad at keeping in touch, but the truth is you are just selective. You are investing your limited social energy into high-yield relationships rather than spreading it thin over a digital audience. Trait number 5 is increasingly rare, a value for mystery. We live in the age of oversharing. If it isn't posted, did it happen? People monetize their weddings, their breakups, and their breakfasts. They turn their private lives into public commodities. If you are offline, you view privacy as a luxury asset. You believe that some things lose their value when they are observed by strangers. This links to a psychological concept called the observer effect. When we know we are being watched, we change our behavior. We perform. By removing the audience, you allow yourself to be authentic. You cry without taking a selfie of the tears. You eat the meal without photographing the plating. You are preserving the sanctity of your own experience. Finally, trait number 6, intellectual independence. Algorithms are echo chambers. They are designed to show you content that confirms what you already believe, pushing you toward extremism or polarization. This is confirmation bias on steroids. If you don't use social media, you are stepping out of the echo chamber. You have to go out and find information yourself. You are an information forager, not an information consumer. This means your opinions are likely more nuanced. You aren't just parroting the trending hashtag of the day. You are less likely to be swept up in mass hysteria or cancel culture mobs because you aren't plugged into the hive mind that generates them. You possess the ability to think outside the current cultural algorithm. Now, I want to be clear. Having these traits doesn't mean you are a Luddite or that you hate technology. You might love technology, you just refuse to let it use you. In a world that screams, "Look at me," the choice to be invisible is an act of rebellion. It takes courage to be the ghost. It takes strength to sit in silence when everyone else is shouting. If you are one of the few who has deleted the apps or never downloaded them, I want to know, what is the single best thing you have gained from your freedom? Is it time, focus, peace? Let us know in the comments. And for those of you watching this on social media, feeling the itch to delete, maybe this is your sign. If you want to understand more about how your brain works offline, hit that subscribe button for psychology every day.